What's up, this is Chosen, and in this video we have got one that is right up my alley. We are of course going to be pulling up a spreadsheet with some data on it, and I know it looks daunting, it looks like a lot to grasp, but I will walk you through exactly what all of this stuff means and talk about a way to properly manage your charms and make sure you are using them to their max effectiveness in game when you're crafting those game changing sets in the Forge. So let's get into it. Alrighty, so first of all, this is a mistake that I have made in the past in not buying the rank and rarity charms as often as I should, but I am definitely gonna start doing that more diligently and paying more attention to that. So first of all, I would definitely prioritize buying the rank and rarity charms even over like the legendary tome. It's 25 gold bars or 25,000 gold bars, and you don't even get to target it. It goes to a random skill. Some champions take 15, 16 books. So definitely you're going to get more long-term value out of prioritizing your gold bars onto the rank and rarity charms. They are extremely important to buy. If you've got the gold bars to do so, you definitely want to be buying these two charms, and we'll dive into the data why this is so important for the long-term investment of your account. So to illustrate this, we will pull up the data again and start going over this. So we'll start up at the top. You see helmet, glove, chest piece, and then at the bottom you see weapon and shields. So this is because you may be wondering, well, why doesn't it show boots, and why are helms with gloves and chest pieces? Helms are top pieces just like weapon and shield, so why is this all separated? Why aren't boots on there? All of those are good questions, and we are going to get to that. And to answer the first part of that is why are boots not on here, is because if you notice over on the far right, we are using the speed gems. We're trying to calculate the impact of using, not speed gems, sorry. Trying to calculate the impact of using the speed charms, and you're not going to be using, because boots can roll speed as a main stat. So what we're going to be doing is eliminating that from the pool, because we're typically going to want the speed substat on the other 5 artifacts, and then most of the time, 90-95% of the time, you're going to be using speed boots as the main stat. So that's why the boots are not on there. And then for helms, so if you're a newer player, you may not know this. The game doesn't do a great job of showing you this. It is in game, hidden away on some random info tab that people don't even know about, but weapons cannot roll any form of the defense stat, and shields cannot roll any form of the attack stat. So that means that the helms are going to have a lot more RNG, a lot more substat options, similar to the chest piece and the gloves on the bottom row. So you can the main takeaway from that is it's going to be a little bit harder to get really good top end super GG helms as opposed to weapons and shields. I do a lot of account takeovers and gear cleanses for people where I go through their account and I sell like the trash pieces, like they'll be capped out at 1,000 out of 1,000, and I'll go through their account for like 30 or 40 minutes and I'll get them down to like 600 or 700 so they can start farming again. I've done this hundreds of times, and what I find by going on people's accounts is almost always, like 99% of the time, they keep way too many weapons and shields, and the helms will be a lot more sparse than weapons and shields, because it's going to be a little bit harder because of the more RNG required to get helms. They are similar to gloves and chest pieces in that regard, so that's why they are up top with the gloves and chest pieces instead of down here with the weapons and shields. But anyway, the main gist: boots aren't on here because speed can be a main stat, and helms are up top with the gloves and chest pieces because the RNG of the substats that can roll is similar to the gloves and the chest pieces. And what this is showing is the insane impact that you are going to get if you've got speed, rank, and rarity charm in the Forge compared to just farming something naturally in the dungeon. So what this is going to do is compare the two sets that do mostly the same thing. You've got the immunity set that you can get from the Fire Knight dungeon, which provides the debuff immunity. Amazing set for the arena, super used in the end game. I had Scratch coming onto my account to build some tag team arena teams for me, and he was kitting champions out in the immunity set and the set that you craft from the Scarab, the pieces that drop with the Scarab. The Untouchable set, basically the same thing, just a beefed up version that adds on a little bit of resistance. So obviously both of those are incredible sets for the arena, and what this is showing is if you're looking for that set, you're looking for an immunity piece, you can see Fire Knight 25 to get a helm, glove, or chest piece that is going to roll a speed substat to be epic or legendary. The total is going to add up to 0.53% for that to occur on the Fire Knight 25 run. And then as you slide over to the right side of the chart, you can see the odds increasing as you go up to it being worth 771 energy as opposed to spending the similar amount of resources in the Fire Knight compared to the odds that you're getting when you've got the maxed out potential of the Forge and you're crafting the Untouchable set. So what this is demonstrating is if you are going for like immunity gear to benefit in the arena, it's going to be extremely impactful to auto farm the Scarab. You're going to want to be grinding up that set so you have access to this because you can't craft the immunity set. You have to craft the Untouchable set in the Forge and buy those rank and rarity charms and then use them. If you're gonna use any charms, you want to use them all. You want to get the effects stacking on each other. You want to use the speed, the rank, and the rarity to go after that set because look how much energy it is worth every single time you do that if you were trying to farm that specific set instead. And then because of the reasons that I talked about a couple minutes ago, I had to put weapons and shields down here separately because they have a little bit different RNG systems in terms of how the substats are going to roll compared to the helms, gloves, and chest pieces. But also worth noting that this is just comparing your odds of getting that specific set bonus and how impactful the Forge can be with charms compared to farming that specific set. But farming in Fire Knight 25, you would get other valuable things as well. You're going to get stun set, shield set, savage. You're going to get other things that have value to you. So it's not a perfectly fair representation like the only thing worth dropping in the Fire Knight is immunity set. That may be true for some super endgame players that are really just looking for better immunity gear because they put it on so many different champions to unlock the potential of certain teams. But for 99.9% of us, we're going to get value from other pieces of gear that drop from the Fire Knight, like the Savage and the Stun and the Shield and all that, like I said. So yeah, just a quick one here today to talk about some numbers and some data and give you some information to chew on of why rank and rarity charms are so good. And if you've got the gold bars to do so, you definitely want to be buying them on cooldown in the tag team arena because it is super impactful. The cooldown is 1 week, so you definitely want to take advantage of that and get them bought as often as you can. And also a huge shout out to my good friend Senti, who I have known for years at this point, always crushing it on the quizzes that I host on my stream. Senti really helped me to go over this data and be able to present this to you and have a conversation about this type of stuff and really be able to explain why the rank and rarity charms are so important and why you should be acquiring them as much as you can, and also make sure you are using them at the same time when you're crafting in the Forge to get maximum impact. So really quick to walk you through what that might look like before I let you go is we're going to make sure we use rank and rarity when we're crafting a set that means a lot to us. Typically this is going to be like Perception, Swift Parry, or Untouchable, and now we're getting like the lethal set from Astronix. So when you're crafting one of those super GG sets, that's when you want to unlock the power of using these rank and rarity charms. Don't use them on like niche sets like Affinity Breaker and stuff like that. You're going to want to use it on the GG account changing sets. So you would go up there. Helm, like I said, it has a higher chance to get more value out of the speed substat charm, so you can think about that. Plus you're probably going to have less good helms on your account, so that can be a good way to manipulate the RNG in your favor. But remember, it's a little bit easier to get good weapons and shields, so that is something to consider. If you're gonna build like a Swift Parry, it's probably good to craft the 3 pieces on top, because the pieces on the bottom you're gonna have more options to build around with gear that's farmable on your account over the course of the long haul. Like farming the dragon, you'll have a bunch of speed sets or whatever, so you can build a champion that's like 4 pieces of Swift Parry and 2 pieces of speed. You might want to use the 2 pieces of speed on the bottom because you might have more options, and then craft the Swift Parry on top. So there's lots of different ways you can go with this data in terms of how you want to use it in the Forge, but this is going to be what it would kind of look like here to unlock the full potential of the Forge, and then why the data kind of lines up in terms of doing so. So when you're using those speed charms, you want to make sure you're crafting a GG set and getting full potential out of it. And then I will pull up the data right here, but also I'll link to these images down below if you want to pull it up and be able to look at this for yourself. I will pin it in a comment so that you can download this image and pull it up whenever you would like to have this data at your disposal. So yeah, if you have any questions, drop it down below and I will do my best to walk you through. I tried to explain it as best I can, but when you're trying to go over numbers and data like this, I know sometimes it gets rambly. So if I failed at explaining something to help you understand, just leave the comment down below. I do my best to go through and respond as much as I can. And don't forget to subscribe on your way out, because I'm 955 videos in and I'm just getting warmed up. I've got lots more data and infographics to share with you, lots of ideas coming up very soon in the next couple weeks. So you're going to want to make sure you don't miss out by clicking that subscribe button down below. But as always, thank you for watching. Have a good rest of your day. Peace.